All right. Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the Commercial Underwriting Show. Thank you for coming out this November 11th. Wherever you are, I know in some places it's a little cool because that that crest uh, from the optic, not optic, excuse me, from the roller vortex or whatever has swept down. They said it's even cold in certain parts of Florida. It's really cold
Yeah.
down there. So here in Jersey, we cold. I think Marcus is up north, so he got like 31 degrees. Here where I am, we got 39 degrees. But either way, it was a little brisky in there and it's breezy. So Marcus, I don't know if it's breeze up there where you are, but nail down anything that could fly down the street.
Yeah, that's what's making it even colder is the wind blowing, like you said. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So welcome everyone. So to the commercial underwriting. So we're gonna get started here. But I wanted to first, I haven't seen Stephanie in a long time. I wanted to welcome her back here to the commercial underwriting show. Your hair looks lovely.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so um, let me see what I'm going to do. Last week, Joseph Knoll wasn't here, but I have went over some information in reference to a property that Joseph has sent me. Basically, and I'm going to recap just a little bit briefly what I can remember. We discussed the underwriting of townhomes versus apartments. What should be done, what should not be done, right? Um, we, and one of the things were for a townhome, you also want to go and find a comparative townhome to see what is the value of that particular townhome that's owned by an owner, or by a single, I'm going to say a single family owner, okay? Not commercial, but residential. To get the value of that townhome that is similar to the townhomes commercial that you have, square footage, bedroom size, and all that, right? And the reason why we discussed that, why you wanted that value of that single of the residential townhome is because when you underwriting your property, that commercial property of townhomes, and it is similar in nature, you don't want your per unit price to be greater than the residential townhome. All right. Because if you're going to pay um okay, so in other words, so you don't want your per unit cost of your townhomes that you're underwriting to be greater than that residential townhome that is similar in nature to yours. Okay. So we had discussed that, and we discussed a lot of other things. So in the during that week, I had sent Joseph a text in reference to asking him some questions in reference to that property. One was about the repair and maintenance as we was going through the T12, right? There was no repair and maintenance costs whatsoever. Okay. It doesn't matter whether if you're underwriting a townhome or whether you're underwriting uh, 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 apartment complex or whatever, there's going to be repair and maintenance. Don't ever think you're not going to have repair and maintenance. There's repair and maintenance. There's cost. All right. And I went further to say that the only time something like that probably would happen is if there was an agreement within that lease that says the owner of all those townhomes are not going to be held responsible for any maintenance and repair. So they're putting all the pressure back on the renter because those townhomes are, as Richard Copeland called it, BTR, right? Build to rent. Now, can that be done? I don't know. I don't know if anyone does that, right? I'm going to call it, now I'm going to use another term, which is called triple net. Okay, triple net leasing, which we do that in commercial retail and industrial. You know, we do triple net leasings and stuff like that, where the responsibility of repair, maintenance, and stuff like that, usually everything that's not common is shifted to the renter. Okay, so that means the repair cost or maintenance cost is going to be lower because the renter has to pick up the bill. Okay, except for common areas, right? So that was one thing that that we did. We also discussed and stuff like that. So for those that were here last week, do you have any questions? Anything that we may have covered in the underwriting that I had showed? Basically, I just showed you the underwriting model and stuff like that. Any questions? And then after that, I have to make an announcement. Any questions after that? I mean, any questions in reference to that? Okay. So
I have a question. On the since I wasn't there last week, and then on the underwriting, there is a repair and maintenance cost.
Let me get back to that. Because now let's I know what you're talking about, but that's not repair and maintenance. That's contract services. So, right. Announcement. This is the announcement. Let me open it up. As you all know, I use a real estate market analysis form. And the reason why I want to point this out to you, bring it forward to you, because some of you, I don't know if some of you follow Neil Bauer, maybe some of you don't. However, oops, let me clear that out. So I've been following Neil Bauer for a long time, years, okay, with the real estate market analysis. And that information, I have created my own real estate market analysis from it. But I use the information he has provided. I just make my own form. And so what I want to show you is he's updated the numbers right here. So this is the new is version 9. That goes to show how many versions there were there, right? We're up to version 9. And there's a difference now in the versions. I mean, there's a difference in this one because he has removed Google as the source for population, where now you're using Fred right here. Okay. Now I did have to, I did send him a message, because if you use Fred, which he tells us to use now, hold on a minute, see if I can get this thing activated. It shows up. Oh, you know something? It may not activate because it may not activate because I have it. Let me do this. I don't know if y'all could. I think you should still be looking at. I think you should still be looking at
The
the underwriting.
spreadsheet.
Yeah, good. Boise. Let's go to Boise, Idaho. All right, hold on 1 second. Here it is. Okay. So, in his previous models, and some of you may have the version 8, this says go to Google, right? But here, he's now saying go to, he is now saying go to Fred. So here's Fred. For those who are not aware of Fred.
We can't see Fred. We can only see. Okay, there we go.
Yep. So now since since he's saying go to Fred, and I asked him about using Fred because Fred is Metro. And let me go back. Fred is MSA. I'm gonna show you right here. So this is the Metro. Although it says a metropolitan and micropolitan. And micropolitan is just going into the city, but for right now, when you look at these cities, you're looking at metro areas, right? So I asked him what made him start using, in reference to population, the MSA. Okay, so when you click on it, it's going to say resident population in, say, Boise, Idaho, MSA. Okay, and if you were to go to Google and look at, and just put in Boise City, Idaho, there is a difference in the population. All right, so I haven't heard back yet from him. I'm hoping that he will reply, or somebody from his team would reply. But this is how he does it in reference to population. Okay, he looks here, and as you, let me see if I could do it. No, let me see if I could do a split screen. Yeah, I could do a split screen. I should be able to. Let me make sure. Let me see. I could do a split screen. Now the question is, can you see a split screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Content only, as background, over the shoulder, side by side. Oh, so I guess I would have to hit this one. Now, can you see split screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now, as you read the instructions, of course, remember on all this, there are instructions, right? On what to do to get the information. Also the years right here. So 2015 to 2024, and this is 2024. I do believe with Google, they was going to 2023. When after I did the video, reviewed the content on the video, and I went and I checked out Google, I do believe on one of them cities it was 2023. So, but Fred has 2024. Okay? And then he picked, and right here you can pick 2024 That's where you would put the 845, 877 right here. And then you'll just come down to 15, which is right here. And you'll go ahead and put that number in on the 15. And you will put it in the appropriate slot between a million, a quarter million, million, 1 to 2 million, less than a quarter million. Okay? That's how you would do that. Now, let me shift back. Hold on 1 second. Now I'm going to shift back to just the model. We did also change the numbers, 10.1%. I do believe the 6 and the 13.5 may have stayed the same. We did put a note that the 10.1% only applies to 2025 and the remaining of 2025 and 2026, but do not use it in 2027. Every year he'll be doing another update so that way you can update your numbers. However, when it came to the city median household, the city house and condo value decline and everything, that was still, he still pulled that out of city data, which took you back down to the city. All right. And he put the stipulations, the new numbers here. So I did update my real estate market analysis form in accordance with the new terms here. And this is not, this is not for everyone. Everyone doesn't have to use something like this. This is something that I use because during my journey, I needed something concrete. And when I say concrete pricing, what do you mean by concrete? I needed guidance because other investors, if I wanted to know a range in population, if I went to an investor and asked them, well, what range are you looking at? No one could ever give me a hardcore, definite answer. It was always, well, you just wanted to see it growing, but by me being in the medical field, being a nurse, we work by numbers in the medical field. So to look at you can tell me your blood pressure. I could tell you if it's too high or not. You tell me what your blood glucose level is. I could tell you whether you need some insulin or kidney or So I'm sure you all get it. And I guess my mentality as a nurse, I needed some concrete. And then when I ran across Neil Bauer, he gave me that concrete that I needed, my guiding points. So, and I've been using it ever since then. All right, I've been using it ever since then. And as you can see, I'm on version 9. So that's about 9 years that I've been using this document. And I find it very helpful for me. It may not be helpful for you. You may not want to use it, and you don't have to. But I find it very helpful for me because that tells me where to go, where not to go, and stuff like that. All right. So that's enough of that. Well, let me put it like this. Any questions in reference to that? In reference to the new real estate market analysis version 9. All right.
Is there a certain amount of in the population that you want to have to get involved in an investment in certain area, or is that what you try to say?
Yeah, exactly. The real estate market and so Joseph.
Yes.
And let's talk about the deal that you sent over. The first thing I did when you sent that over, I opened up my real estate market analysis form and completed the city part. I didn't have to. Let me go back to that for a minute because some of you, I never talked about the neighborhood. Okay, so this is the city part right here. Okay. So when you sent me that package, I immediately opened up my real estate market analysis and I completed the city part only. Down here is the neighborhood. If the city part doesn't work out, there's no need for me to complete this because I'm not moving forward on the city. And I have this, I do this for every deal that comes my way, every offer or opportunity that comes my way. We run the real estate market analysis, check it out. If it's good, then we're going to jump down here to the neighborhood and complete the neighborhood. Now you'll see the neighborhood, nothing changed here in the neighborhood, but I will complete the neighborhood portion. Okay, now, if the city is good, but the neighborhood is, let's go back. If the city is bad, forget about it. I don't need to complete the neighborhood. If the city is good, then yes, I will complete. Then I will complete the neighborhood. If the neighborhood is bad, then I'm going to tell you, I don't want that neighborhood. Let's move into another neighborhood. Let's look at another neighborhood. We could keep the city, but we ain't going to keep that neighborhood. We're going to let the neighborhood go, right? So, and that's how, and that's what I use this document for. That's what I use this for. So the property that you sent me, yeah, I did the city. It all panned out, looked good. And I said, let's continue. But then I looked at the neighborhood, and the neighborhood panned out, looked good. And said, let's see about property now. Now I'm just working on the property. That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, and for those who may be watching this on YouTube or whatever, yeah, if you would like a copy of it, you can either go to Neil Bauer and take his course like I did and get it for free. Or if you want you want my version the way I have it set up, all you gotta do is email me and and give a little contribution because I had to put time in it to change it, to make it fit, right? So I said a contribution. I didn't say how much. You hear what you want. All right. There it is. Let's we talked about 30 minutes on that. I would like to now go ahead and discuss, pick up where we left off last week. There were some questions that needed to, first of all, let's open up the T12. Of course, Joseph said something. He said, but there was, give me 1 second, please. Joseph said, but there was a repair and maintenance. Let me show you. All right. Here we go. All right. We're silent here. Silence.
Good
Silence.
information.
I know. Silence, silence, silence. All right. Give me 1 second here. I could have sworn I did a. I guess I didn't. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. But I need to do it again. That's all. Give me 1 second. All righty. 1 second. Great. So what I did, everyone, I just changed everything, changed the name. That's all. Changed the name to protect the individual that sent me this. All right. So let's go ahead now, share, and let's address what Joseph had mentioned. maintenance. Okay, so here, Joseph said, well, wait a minute, there is a repair and maintenance. And that would be this section right here. Okay, so what they have for repair and maintenance is landscape, trash removal, patrol, and exterminating contract. Those things right there does not really fall up under repair and maintenance. Those things fall up under contract services. That's where those things fall up under. Repair and maintenance is anything is maintenance to the building, maintenance to the apartments. Also turnovers could fall up under repair and maintenance, because you will see that some T12 do put their turnovers under repair and maintenance, because they go and they touch up the units, and so forth. But for a true repair and maintenance, those items will not be considered repair and maintenance. Those items would be considered contract services. Right? So, what is repair and maintenance? Can someone tell me one line item that would be considered repair and maintenance? Anyway, it could be anyone.
Trash
Okay.
removal.
Plowing snow, cutting grass.
Yeah, trash removal. Guard
Well,
service.
No, that won't go up under repair.
No, that's not repair and maintenance. I thought you said not repair and maintenance.
Oh, no. Tell me one thing that can be repair and maintenance.
Would it be
Oh,
like
okay.
fixing an appliance?
Yeah. Appliance repair. Anything else?
Plumbing repair, HVAC repair,
Broken
Well,
fence repair.
any
Yeah.
one-off repairs, handyman.
Absolutely.
So those things, and I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care if you have a townhome or an apartment, you're going to have some repair and maintenance. It doesn't matter. Now, your repair and maintenance could, and for a townhome, yes, it may be a little lower, but it could be also just about the same, right? So I just wanted to point that out. So right here, Joseph, these things here would really go up under contract services. This really wouldn't be repair and maintenance. Okay. So did the broker supply you with a cost for repair and maintenance? Did he say anything about repair and maintenance?
These went to the contract service. I know that. But I'm looking for the paper here to see which one was on the repair maintenance, but I don't get the paper on my hand now, but I have. It's not only what you show. Okay. I don't see the paper that I prepared before, but anyway, I know these are contract service.
Yeah. So when you get the opportunity, send that over, so I'll plug those numbers in. All right, and we could check it out. Also,
Okay.
the T12 went up to August 2025. I know you said that the broker said it's a mom and pop that's running this. Was he able to supply you with a more recent T12?
So what happened when we get to the due diligence, we can have that information. That's about it, because he said he was gonna look for it, But if we don't have, there is certain things he's not gonna do, because if he doesn't know that you're really interested on the property, he's not gonna go. If you say this is what you got now, if you get something, is if you got this information that I may look for further information for you. But if you don't say nothing, he's not gonna. He doesn't know that you're interested on the.
So from, if I heard you correctly, you said we could get it on due diligence.
Yes, basically, this is what he said. Basically, this is he's gonna look for it, and then when you tell him, but you this is where I am with the deal, and then I'm gonna look for it. But if you don't, if you sit back, or you're gonna deal with the information that he gave out, and then when you move forward, and then he's gonna have to give you those information.
How are you going to give them an accurate estimate, an accurate price for the property and stuff? Because you give them a price based on the information you have now. You get that information later, it'll be a whole 360. Because once you get the information, you either going to increase the price or decrease it,
No,
and that's kind of like wasting time, wasting
no,
your time and that person's time.
yeah, I understand my case, but the thing is, when anyway, I'm not good.
Yeah,
I'm on
it
the buyer
sounds like
side.
he's
I'm
not
not on the
serious. It
seller
sounds
side.
like Yeah,
But
it sounds like either he doesn't have all the information, and that's why he's saying that.
yes, that's why
That's what
he
it
said
sounds
that.
like to me. He doesn't have all the information, so he can't. Well, he could do what he wants, but I think if me, I would not be taking his price serious until I can get all the information to check and verify on there.
Yeah, because when you send the offer is always negotiable, right?
Correct.
When you send it, you put some term on it, and then while you receive this information, and then you're gonna do this, and then if they agree with your offer, and then you continue with your thing, and then you get the information that's pertinent to you from him. He has to give it to you then. Then
Yeah, absolutely. If he wants to move forward with the sale of the property, but you might find somebody who doesn't know and not educated enough, and they can move on to the property with that information, and they find themselves in a situation like Darryl was talking about, and then you try to figure out, how do I get here? How did that happen? So
Also, how well do you know this broker?
oh, by having some conversation about with him, some time with the deal that I request the information. I don't know him no, for a long time. I don't know him that much.
So this your first deal? Is this the first?
Yes,
Oh, so okay,
yes.
okay, all right.
He
And
doesn't
now,
know me
and I'm
either.
going to ask this. I'm going to ask this one other question. Did you tell him that you are not in the state of Texas?
He knows.
He knows. Okay. The reason I'm asking that question is because I know this broker personally. We have went out to dinner. We have eaten lunch. He knows my wife. My wife knows him. I know this guy straight up personally. I would say. I even know the other broker that works with him. I don't know if she's still there, but I know her too. We all have gone out to lunch and had a good time. The reason why I asked that question is because he doesn't know you. He knows that you're from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know if to him, okay, so he's asking for all of this, but is he going to come here to inspect this property, to just walk the property before you submit an LOI? Or is it, or he's going to say, is this just wasting my time? He knows me. He knows I will fly down to Houston to walk that property. He knows
Okay.
by me once even living in Texas, he knows how serious I am about my multifamily. He knows that if something doesn't go right, Darryl is willing to even live in this property. So what's going to have to happen is continue dealing with him and build that relationship. Take a trip down there. If you want to invest in Houston, then you take a trip down there and say, hey, I'm coming down to show you that I am a serious buyer. Because other than that, and not just him, you got, I'm pulling in 2 other brokers that's on this panel right now. And I would like to hear their point of view on what I'm saying. And the reason why I'm only pulling in these 2, I'm not pulling in Marcus. Marcus is close to you. But I'm going to pull in Billy and I'm going to pull in Alicia. Now, I don't know if Billy could talk, but Alicia, if what I'm saying is wrong or needs some correction or whatever, I need you to say, no doubt, we do things a little different in Phoenix. You know, we're sending them everything, or, you know, tell me your point of view on what I just said.
No, I don't mind that going over there because if there will be a due diligence, I have to go over there.
But I'm not talking about due diligence.
You're
I'm
talking
talking
about it.
I'm
So
talking
there-
about going there and walking that property. I'm talking about building that relationship with that broker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
See
didn't
what I'm
get
saying?
it that.
I'm talking about, and I don't, in my coaching program, you cannot have no more than two markets. No more than 2. You know why? Because there's no way in the world you're going to build a relationship with all these brokers in 50,000 units, 50,000 markets. There's no way.
Yeah.
And everyone who's listening to this, you telling me that you could do it? I'm telling you right now, no, you can't. Because I'm
No, you
speaking
can.
from experience. I was in every single state and picking out cities and everything. I was up in the far north, far south, far east, far west, and in the middle. And I still have the underwritings for all those properties that I've underwritten. But there's no way you're going to build a relationship. Then you start getting questions like, then you start getting, then you start, no, not questions, you start hearing things like this. You got to submit proof of funds. What you got to submit proof of funds? You got to submit proof of funds that you have this. Right?
Yeah.
When you hear stuff like that, they don't quite
trust
you.
you.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, also, everyone, some of you may remember me as the KW commercial guy. Some of you may not. But I also spent a lot of years, over a decade in KW commercial. Well, KW commercial. I only stayed about a year and a half in residential. Then I went to commercial. But I'm telling you the truth. You got to build a relationship and 1 to 2 markets. That's it, everyone. You should not have more than 2.
Yeah.
And you should know that market better than anyone else. You should even try to know it better than that broker. That's what I'm telling you.
I got it.
So sometimes in order to really get to know that market, you have to fly down there, get with the broker. Hey, I'm coming down. I would like to see this property here. Because if you're taking the time to fly down, he's going to take you serious. Then you may not hear some weird questions that doesn't apply to commercial. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But okay. So anyway, I don't wrap it about.
Darryl, I would add that there's a professional courtesy too to ensure that files are kept current. So if we're in, this is almost mid-November, October financials should be very close, but at the very least, there should be September financials and October rent roll. with the brokers, you got to speak the lingo in order to get the information that you want. So telling him, I'd like to place an offer, but if the seller is serious about selling, then you would provide me with accurate numbers. We need upfront financial numbers in order to speak with our team and underwrite this appropriately. Because if you're flying out without knowing the numbers, then you could be wasting your money flying out. But I agree with everything else you said.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Darryl, there's a situation right now in my market center where two brokers got in a dispute. One of the brokers did what this broker did to this gentleman. Pretty much blew him off, just gave him any old kind of information because, he's a new guy. He doesn't have the lingo like Alicia said. Other broker took the time to talk to him, gave him the information he was looking for, and now he finished the deal with the new guy. The first broker think he should get part of that commission. And we're saying, we're sitting back. I'm not voicing my opinion, but I'm saying to myself, how are you entitled to the commission? You blew the guy off. You didn't want to deal with him. You gave him information, misinformation, like Alicia said, because he's the new guy. You didn't want to take the time. You did, on there. And so now it's a big deal. I think it's going to probably go to the real estate commission, which is
Real
sad.
estate commission.
Yep,
Yeah.
which is sad. All because the first guy did what you said. This gentleman is being done to him.
Yeah. And in Jersey, I don't know. Jersey is like when it comes to our real estate commission, we're just not like the rest of the states. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like we are so different zone, man. Yeah, that's going to be. I'm gonna tell you right now, that could be tied up for years.
Absolutely. And, I don't know what Alicia. I would like to hear Alicia's opinion on that because I don't think the first guy's entitled to anything.
Well, it depends on if that client signed with the first guy and if he signed with the second guy.
No paperwork was signed with neither one of them.
Well, if he didn't do the work, there's non-performance and there's someone who did perform. So, I mean, if there was no signatures, no implied that, hey, I showed you this property and I gave you the appropriate information for you to close it, then to me it would go to the second one. It all depends on how it was secured.
And the broker of record is ruling that the commission goes to the second person. So, but the first person is upset because the ruling didn't go in his favor.
They
But
should have
there's
performed.
right, you didn't perform. You literally, and the guy is like, I'm not paying him nothing. The client is literally saying in writing and verbally, I'm not paying him anything. I think he was rude. I think he was disrespectful. He didn't want to help me. He just blew me off. And yeah, so I don't know. It's a lesson learned. Like there's the new person today, but he's a power broker, power investor tomorrow, so yeah.
So, let's talk about that for a minute. I still got a few more minutes. Let's talk about that. When I worked as a commercial agent, I had a lot of people reach out to me. They were looking for properties and stuff like that. And I would always say to them, send me your criteria. And when, or I would say, what is your criteria? But the information they would provide to me was so broad, so wide range. The hole is so big, 10,000 running backs could run through it, make a touchdown. And I said to them, I asked them, I said, are you new to this? And they would, yeah, this is my, the first time, blah, blah, blah. I said, listen, I would tell them, listen, with what you just said to me, if you were to talk to any other broker, they're not going to take you serious. because you're talking about 25 units to 150 units. You didn't have a year. You just talking about any year, just or 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 they would say, "Oh, send me whatever you have." And I'm like, "Really? You know, that's a waste of my time, right?" I said, "You need to get down and put criteria together, a solid criteria, because if you talk to other brokers the same way you're talking to me, they're gonna say, yeah, yeah, all right, and you'll never hear from them because they're not gonna waste their time with you. Or they're gonna start saying things to you like, well, do you have proof of funds? That was something that I always heard. Proof of funds from that, proof of. And guess what? It was even asked of me. Another broker asked me about proof of funds. So how did I handle that? I said to the broker, what did I say to you that made you think I was a newbie? And he said, what? I said, yeah, the only time I use that, because I'm a commercial agent. The only time I use that when I'm dealing with someone new. So I said that to him. What did I say that made you think I was a newbie? And he didn't say. But once I told him who I was, he sent me whatever I want. So I just want to just tell you, like Alicia said, make sure you know the lingo. Make sure you know how to communicate with these brokers. Because if you don't know how to communicate with them, then they're going to do whatever they want, or they won't deal with you at all. Hopefully you'll get a broker that's like me, and that will take the time not to walk away from you, but to teach you, to educate you on what to say and how to act, what to do, what not to do. Right? So in reference to that, any questions or comments?
Quick question for you. So, I mean, I know how I would handle it.
Right.
From this point, if it's a property, Joseph, that you're really interested in, do you plan to follow up with him and ask him for the current financials?
Yes.
Awesome. And what will your approach be? Because we're here, test it out on us.
Also,
No, because since I already started the conversation with him.
Hold on 1 minute. Joseph, hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
Everyone, for those who are watching right now, you're probably saying, wow, Alicia just put Joseph on the spot. No, she did not put Joseph on the spot. This is an education.
I don't take it like that. I don't take it like that at all.
Hold on. I need to say this because I want everybody to know. The Commercial Underwriting Show is an educational platform. We're here to teach, we're here to educate, and we're here to help you to get your deal across the finish line. So we're going to ask you questions. Because we don't want you to make mistakes that we have made it. And, every individual here is coming from some sort of experience. Plus, you got three brokers here that have experience. Excuse me. Let me be specific. We have 3 commercial brokers here that can help you. So don't ever think that we're trying to put you on the spot. No, we're trying to educate not you, everyone that's watching this program. Okay, go ahead, Joseph.
Yes, I would never take it as a personal like that. I'm not. No, I pass that. I would, since I already start the conversation with the broker, and then I'm gonna call him, and then I'm gonna tell him, here is what happened. We got, I request some information from you, and then you send me this. But my equity partners, they need the update one to get to the bottom of this because we are interested, really interested on your property. If you're serious about selling it, this is where we are. We need those update information. Am I right now?
That was great.
All right. In reference, also there were 8 units on the. I think that last T12 was up to August. There was 8 units that were vacant. If I'm not mistaken, as of November, those same 8 units are still vacant. Am I correct, Joseph?
That's a question to me? No?
Yeah, yeah. There were 8 units that were vacant. Although,
Yes.
and I think I asked you about those 8 because that was another reason why we wanted to update the T12 and rent roll. And I do believe you said that those 8 units are still vacant, correct?
Yeah, they're still vacant. Yes.
Did he say why they're still vacant?
No, he didn't tell me why. That's because I think that's my thought. That's because the seller wanna sell it. I think he didn't want to do the make ready and then to spend more on it. That's my thought. But this is not his.
Mhm. So that's a good question that's a question that I would ask him. Why are those 8 units still vacant as of today?
I can
Because
ask him.
yeah,
Basically, we're getting closer, but even though we don't drink anything yet, we don't eat anything yet, but we're getting closer.
yeah, but any questions right now questions now, he knows that they need to be answered. If it's not going to come from you, it's going to come from somebody else. So he already knows. This broker already knows that people are going to question him on why those other 8 units are vacant. Why? Why? Hold on, Joseph. But can someone tell me why another person underwriting this deal is going to question him on those 8 units that's vacant? Anyone?
Okay, say the question again, Darryl. You didn't come in clear. I'm sorry.
There's 8 units that's been vacant since August. This is November. Why are those same 8 units vacant? Why would that question
Absolutely.
be
What is
asked of the broker?
Yeah, the question is going to come up because they want to know what is the condition of those units? Is there something wrong? What's going on? Why you can't rent them? Is there a structural problem there? Is the neighborhood that bad? Nobody wants to move there. I mean, you didn't turn them over. You don't have no money to turn the units over. You didn't market it properly. I mean, marketing as far as trying to get people to come and see the units. I mean, there's a ton of questions that you can
Yeah,
go from there.
and these are luxury townhomes. So
Yeah.
also it's hurting him. It's hurting the seller. You have 8 units that's vacant that could bring in. This is only a guess right here, everyone. That could possibly bring in $1,300 a month. You got 8 units down, and you're not going to try to fill those 8 units to bring up your NOI. Something wrong. Something seriously wrong. So I would say, now that right there would cause a red flag.
Hey Daryl, just to break that down for anybody that's viewing this. So those
Okay.
8 units with the rent that you said, that's 10,400 a month. So for the last 4 months, they've missed out on $41,600. And then you also have to, tie in any expenses that they're paying for it. So I mean, you can just round that up to 42,000. That's a huge loss for anybody.
There it is.
Yeah.
And when we underwrite that property, you think we're going to underwrite that property as everything being filled?
No,
We're gonna
that's a
underwrite that
vacancy
property.
right there.
We're gonna underwrite
That's a
that property as
concession,
vacancy.
whatever.
All right. So what's wrong with the prop? What's wrong with those units that they are not turned over? Like Marcus said, are there structural damage? Is there but you don't have the money? You know, because like Alicia said, $41,000. Yo, you could from you know, listen, everyone. So all I want to say is, you know, we have to question things. So let's do a recap because it is 12:01. I don't want to keep you any longer. So, what did we get out of today? One, inquire, inquire. Ask questions. One, two. If you really like that property, take a trip down there, see it, walk it, and you want to see those 8 units that are vacant. Because when you walk through those 8 units that are vacant, you may say, holy canoe, I gotta put about 20,000 in each one of them. Hopefully you want that. It's a luxury town. It's like they're not that old. But I'm mistaken, they were no, well, anyway. So that's that. But and then we spoke about other things. But if anyone has any questions or comments, matter of fact, before I do that, let me say this. Does anyone, this is it's 12:02. Does anyone have any questions, comments, anything that that you would like to say right now before we close out? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the approach.
You what?
I learned a lot here.
Great. That's perfect. That's what we're about, educating, right? So for those that are listening on YouTube, and I know I got 2 videos I got to get up on YouTube. For those that are watching this on YouTube, if you have any questions or comments about anything that was said here, please just put them in the comments. And for those of you that are still waiting for last week's video, it will be put out. I will get to that today, because I got my computer back, and I could go ahead and now make the necessary adjustments that I need to make. All right. So if there's no other questions or comments, then I'm going to say thank you all for coming out to the Commercial Underwriting Show. Please remember, everyone, we're not here to put you on the spot. We're here because this is an educational platform, and we love to teach and help you get that deal across the finish line. And if anyone would like a copy of the real estate market analysis form that I have, version 1, you could take the get the course from, it's free. You can get it from Neil Bauer. Okay, his forms and documents are different from mine. But if you want a copy of mine, just reach out to me, right? And one thing I ask is just for a contribution. There's no dollar. You get whatever you want. It's a contribution. That's it. All right, for the time. All right. So thank you for coming out, everyone. And listen, y'all have a fantastic week. And I'll see everyone next week right back here on Commercial Underwriting Show, Tuesday at 11 o'clock.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Have
great
good
week.
right.
day.
All right, thanks. Darryl, Alicia, good seeing you.